Well, they've carried messages in wartime. Some of them are symbols of peace, and yes, sometimes they're the pests you just kind of want to shoo off a park bench. But for centuries, pigeons have also been champions of sport. Racing pigeons, that is, bred for speed, trained for distance, and revered for their homing instincts. As Hunter Funk explains, it's a sport that takes place in our Idaho skies.
Long before text messages and email, there were wings.
Come on.
Pigeons once carried words across the world.
For you to be able to send me a message, you would actually have to have one of my pigeons. And so if you had one of mine, and it's like they had them during the war, and they used them to send messages out. And what they would have is they would have a main loft somewhere, and they would take, you know, how many ever birds with them that they could carry safely. And then they would turn those loose with the messages, and they would fly back to wherever that spot was.
But today in the Treasure Valley, they carry a different task, one that requires speed.
We fly races anywhere from 100 to 500 miles.
It's called Pigeon Racing.
I'm just now getting these loft trained to fly around.
And to understand it, we went to Jon Stockwell.
This is the clock that I use. It's actually hooked up to a couple of antennas out here on the landing board, and I'll just set it, and at least for training, and now it's ready to go for training, so I'll be able to know when they come in. We do something very similar when we do for races. We set it up and then we can track them.
Pigeon racing isn't new.
Pigeon racing in and of itself has been going on since the early 1800s.
In fact, clubs in Idaho trace back to the early 1970s. But to know about it takes knowing someone who does it. Jon picked it up as a teen, set it down for a while, then took it back up again nearly a decade ago. The sport works like this.
Load up.
Birds are loaded into crates.
Come on, load up.
Driven miles away, then released all at once. The pigeons race back to their home loft. The first to arrive is the winner.
There's electronic RFID chips that are on each of the bird's leg. And they clock in on the system, and then we can take that and we upload all that into the computer, onto the internet, and we're able to calculate speeds based on the distance. We have the exact GPS coordinates of where they're released from, and we base it on yards per minute.
Training begins close, a few miles down the road.
As young birds, I'll put them on the landing board here. I get them used to trapping in and out and going in, and then they get used to loft flying here. And once they've done that, they actually do, after a time, they do what they call routing, which is that they'll actually let them out and they'll just take off and disappear for an hour at a time. And that's just them out trying to see what's going on in the world.
Then the distance expands, 20, 50, 100 miles away. Each release teaching them one thing: find the loft and never forget it.
I want my birds to fly 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes an hour and a half a day, depending on where I'm going and how far I'm trying to get them trained out.
Behind it all, though, is care. Jon mixes specialized feed, even checks the air quality before releasing the birds.
We get a lot of smoke and a lot of fires here in the valley, usually in the fall. We're trying to train out our birds, and I'm not going to waste and hurt my birds with bad smoke and bad air quality.
Idaho's Combine has about 30 members. Some are brand new young adults and families, finding the same fascination Jon once did.
My goal is I will give people birds if it will make sense and if it can help them get started. I just want to see more people get into the sport and to just enjoy it.
And like the birds themselves, the joy in pigeon racing always circles back.
I mean, I like to win. I don't win them all. It's just the way it is. But, you know, there's been races where I've actually rooted for somebody else to win because I'd rather they win. It's all part of, I don't know, it's all part of the fun.
That is not how I expected pigeon racing to go. Not really a spectator sport like I thought. We just sit there and watch them go, I guess. Well, the first 105-mile race of the season, that's happening at Blue Mountain. That's coming up on September 13th.